Coming up on Around the Rock, Thankful for Sports Edition, we have quarterback Roland Rivers live in studio.
And we'll also hear from senior men basketball player Jared Armstrong about his expectations for the season.
All this and more on the Thankful for Sports Edition of Around the Rock.
Welcome to Around the Rock, Thankful for Sports Edition. I'm Marrie.
I'm Ashley Kaiser.
And I'm Joshua Peters. As Haley and Roland hosted the homecoming edition, we transitioned into Thanksgiving and all the sports surrounding it.
First off, a huge congratulations are in order as this past Saturday, the football team won their 11th game of the season, defeating Kutztown University 37-35 to win the PSAC championship and stay undefeated this season. On top of that, just yesterday, Roland Rivers won PSAC West Player of the Year and head coach Lutz won PSAC West Coach of the Year. On Sunday, just hours after the football win, the women's soccer team won the PSAC championship as they defeated Edinburgh University 2-1. The team will host the winner of Concord and Westchester this Saturday at 1 p.m. For now, though, Slippery Rock is being called Titletown.
Titletown has a nice ring to it. Kinda sounds like turkey time. Speaking of turkey, tonight is Boozle's annual Thanksgiving dinner, so make sure to get a little stuffed early this year and head to Boozle tonight, starting at 4 p.m., running until 8 p.m.
All this Titletown and turkey time has got me tongue-twisted. We're going to toss it to a special commercial break as SRU head coaches Messer, Griggs, Van Alstyne, and Wilhelm tell you why they are thankful for sports. And when we come back, we'll be sitting down with quarterback Roland Rivers.
Involved in sports all my life, from t-ball all the way up to the college baseball, and basically it's been my life. I think it teaches the individual competitiveness, self-control, everything that you deal with in society you're gonna face in sport as well, whatever sport it may be. There's going to be good times, there's going to be bad times, highs and lows, and the adversity that you face not only as a team, but with your teammates and preparation, everything, I think gets you ready for real life. It can be, if not taken too seriously, I think it can be a very beneficial for youth all the way through college. But for me, myself, personally, sport has been my whole life. Growing up, I was a three-sport athlete, football, basketball, baseball, and went into physical education, teaching, because of the love of sport, and followed that, with coaching as well. And it's just, it's life for me, but I think there's so many, positive attributes that come from playing sport, viewing sport, whatever it may be. But it's, I think it's definitely something that, everybody should take an opportunity, whether it's competitive or whether it's recreation or leisure. I think there's some sport, that everybody can participate in, that it's going to be of value to them, in their everyday life.
For me, it's been something that's given me a lot of opportunities in my lifetime. I'm actually the daughter of a college coach, so I grew up around sports, and through sports, Dad was able to kind of teach me about a lot of different things, including culture and competing and all of that. So for me, sports has brought a lot of opportunities to learn and grow outside of, just going to a field and kicking a ball around. I've got to travel a lot, and like I said, I've learned a lot about other cultures through sport. I'm sorry that this is such a long answer, but
no, it's okay.
You can see how, we took the girls to Costa Rica this year, and, that's an opportunity for those girls to learn and grow, and use the vehicle of sport to do so. And so, I'm just thankful that it's given me opportunities to, see a vision outside of just kicking a ball around.
Why am I thankful for sports? Sports has been the center of my world since I was a young kid. and it's just been something I've always enjoyed. But it's taught me a lot of life lessons, and it's given me a career path that I really love and enjoy, and feel like I can give back to my current players all the great things that I took away from it myself.
Well, I'm very thankful for sports, and when I think of sports, I'm referring to college athletics because of the chance for competition, education, camaraderie, and the ability of a group of individuals to come together and produce something that's greater possibly than the group itself.
Welcome back. Ashley, Josh, and I are joined with SRU quarterback Roland Rivers. How you doing, Roland?
Doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. It feels good to be back in the studio.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to ask you a couple questions. Josh is going to kick us off.
All right, so this past Saturday, what was it like, these two undefeated powerhouse teams battling it out?
It definitely was a legendary game for sure. The atmosphere over at Kutztown was definitely a special one. And it was just great seeing all the fans that traveled out to support us. It felt like a home game, honestly. And it was just a great atmosphere, a great afternoon for Slippery Rock football, and it was good to come out with the win.
Awesome.
And you have 40 passing touchdowns this past season, crushing the previous record. So how do you feel about coming in here and really dominating everything?
I think it's just a testament to the group of guys on this team, the offensive staff, the wide receivers, Henry Litwin and Jermaine Wynn, CQ Sweden do a great job of getting open and making my job easy. So it's been a great season. We're putting up some good numbers, but we aren't done yet. You know, we still got 4 more games to play. So we're excited for what we're going to be able to do.
So the Rock won their first PSAC championship since 2014. What does it mean to you that you got to bring it for the team?
It's definitely special. You know, Coach Lutz, this is the first one as him as the head coach, and so it was nice to get him that championship. We had a bitter taste in our mouths after losing it last year, and so we knew we had to come home with the win. So definitely special.
So looking forward, you're going to face the victory of IUP versus Shepherd. What are you expecting?
Those are 2 great football teams, 2 well-coached teams. It really doesn't matter who wins. We'll take it toe-to-toe with anybody. And we already beat IUP. It would be nice to beat up on them once again. But, you know, whoever we had to line up against and play against, I feel confident in our ability to go out and win.
Awesome.
So last year you guys had a playoff run, and arguably I think you're a better team this year. How do you guys see each other in December?
Yeah, I agree. We had an opportunity this offseason to, you know, learn from last season and realize the potential that we had. I think last year was a lot of people who were just realizing, you know, the potential we really had. It was the furthest a lot of guys on the team had been in the playoffs. And so this year we knew that we have a target on our backs, and that fueled us through the offseason. We knew that the expectations were high, and we trained like that, you know. And going into this season right here, we put up good numbers, 11-0 right now, but it's a new season right now, and we're 0-0. Everyone is 0-0, and we just want to be the final team standing.
All right, so last question, sticking with our theme of Thanksgiving and sports. Roland, why are you thankful for sports?
I'm thankful for sports because they bring you together. You know, I've met a lot of people, played with a lot of teammates along the way, and you know, I got relationships that I'll have forever. You know, and especially being a part of this Rock football family. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I had never been to Pennsylvania a day in my life, and I decided to come out here, and everything's worked out. And I'm glad I made that decision to come up here. You know, I'm thankful for how it makes you grow into a strong individual. You know, the adversity you face and being an athlete and in sports and having to work with different people and work with authority, with your coaches and all. It makes you into a better person and capable to go out into the real world and be a productive citizen. So, like I said, very thankful for sports and thankful to be a part of the Rock football family.
Awesome. Cool.
Well, thank you again, Roland Rivers, for joining us. We're going to toss it in to hear from head coaches Locash, Pappas, Sweeney, and Rice.
I am thankful for sports because I feel like, especially being a female, it gives girls an opportunity to discover who they are. They have to deal with adversity, they have to deal with discipline, they have to deal with hard work, they have to develop self-confidence. I just think it's something that in like traditional gender roles, if you get into that, a lot of girls don't necessarily have an opportunity to experience some of those things, and I think sports really gives them a platform to develop and become really functioning human beings in society. I also think sports is an internship for life for any athlete, because again, for the same reasons, you have to deal with a lot of things that you're going to deal with in the real world once you graduate, and this is kind of giving you an eye-opener to what's being there on a smaller scale. Some of the problems get bigger as you leave, but still, if you've had the opportunity to deal with the adversity, it makes things maybe a little bit more manageable a little farther down the line.
Well, I think sports is a great avenue for student athletes to learn a lot about teamwork, working together as a team, leadership, how to lead and how to be held responsible for leadership, and how to make a commitment. In our case, it's to a sport, but as time rolls on, the commitment will be to other important things like family, community, country, all those kind of things.
I think there's so many reasons to be thankful for sports. It's given personally me a career and also an opportunity to help so many young women grow and mature and learn the sport of field hockey, but learn so much along the way. And I'm just grateful for all the people that I've been able to meet and help and have fun along the way.
Why I am thankful for sports? Well, I'm thankful to be able to compete. I guess competition is really important to me, and it's an outlet, and so sports kind of allows you to do that. So I'm thankful to having a healthy outlet for competition as well as fitness and staying active and healthy. Just fun. So there's not too many things for me in this world that are as fun as competing in sport.
Welcome back. One thing that Slippery Rock is trying to be better itself with is mental health. Haley Potter had the chance to talk to the men's club ice hockey coach Dave Grimm about mental health in the Movember campaign.
It's not all about shooting the puck in the wins, said men's club ice hockey coach Dave Grimm. He said it's about teaching resiliency, character, and life skills. This is why the men's hockey team came together this year to participate in Movember, a campaign to raise awareness for men's mental health.
Done to raise awareness for prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and then men's mental health, suicide prevention.
As a nurse and a hockey coach, Grimm has had experience dealing with these issues.
I have a unique perspective on the mental health side of things. It's been a nice experience to bring to here because you can kind of see signs. You're able to pick up signs, and you can tell when some guys are maybe having a bit of a tougher time. And you learn the ways to talk to them. You learn the ways to kind of get the information out of them, or just let them know, hey, it's a problem that you need to be comfortable talking about.
Grimm says this is an illness, and the hockey team as a group wants to fight the stigma.
Still the stigma around mental health with everybody, men specifically, because nobody wants to seem like they're weak in one way or the other. They don't want to say that, I'm struggling with depression, I'm struggling with anxiety. So they kind of keep those issues bottled up inside. They don't want to talk about it because they don't want to have a perception of them that they are weak. Mm-hmm. And that's not the case. And as more, as medicine advances and science advances, you find out that it's not a weakness, it actually is an illness.
Grimm says that mental illness and mental toughness are not the same thing, and people should not assume they are no longer tough if they want to talk to someone about their struggles. He said that growing the mustache is a small way to get the word out about a big message.
Growing the mustache for Movember, it may seem like it's something small, like it's something minor, but when 10 people a day ask you, hey, what's going on with the mustache, because it does look pretty bad. When so many people ask you about it and you're able to talk to them a little bit about, hey, look, this is why we're doing it. We want to raise awareness. We want to let people know that, if you're having a hard time, don't keep it in. There's help out there, there's resources out there, and you need to be comfortable talking about it.
Grimm also shared with me that this affects him in more ways than just the medical field and on the ice.
So I spent my first 5 years as a nurse in the Army, and you meet a lot of people over the course of your time in service, and you become close with them. And I know the suicide rates are a little bit higher in the military, but I have had 2 friends within the last couple of years who have committed suicide, and it's the same thing that, I knew them for a long time. They were very easygoing, very happy people, so it seemed on the outside. They found a way to hide it from everybody.
And this is why Coach Grimm, even though he's an authority figure to the men's hockey team, wants them to know that he is always here for them. He said he has experienced some of the guys suffering on the team, and that is also a huge reason that Captain Michael McCann is participating in Movember.
It means a lot to us, especially with men's health and mental health awareness, especially with a lot of us with a lot of friends with that it affects them. It's a really important topic in today's age.
So a lot of times it's a chemical imbalance. A lot of times, there's resources out there. You need to seek them out. Don't be afraid. There's no reason not to come out and say, hey, look, I'm having a hard time. I need help.
The men's ice club hockey team will be accepting donations until the end of the month. They've already raised over $100 on their personal Movember page. Reporting for WSRU-TV News, I'm Haley Potter.
If you'd like to donate to the team's Movember page, please visit the link in the description or check out the individual video on Facebook.
Transitioning from the rink to the court, Aaron had the chance to talk to Jared Armstrong about the men's basketball team. Let's take a look.
I'm just looking for, everything I need to do to get the win. If I need to score the ball, I need to, hit the open man. But mainly I'm doing whatever it takes for my team to win. But I'm primarily a scorer, so scoring is my job right now. We had got a bad call. It was a 3-point play. Guy got fouled. They gave him 2 shots, and we had drew a play out the timeout for me to make a curl and to make a play. And I actually called game before I shot the ball, so I knew if I just got to my spot that I was gonna make the shot. But it was a surreal feeling. I never actually hit a game winner in college, so it was very surreal, and it was a huge win for us. Something we needed to get us a bid in the NCAA. Notre Dame being a very good team, as they just won their conference tournament last year, and they had a big run in the NCAA. So it was just a surreal feeling, but it was a big job and big play that Coach Grady drew up, and my teammates got me the ball. Yeah, it's not a day goes by where I don't, remember that game. That was one of the most historical games in college basketball last year. They had, posted about me and my results from that game, but I knew going out from the game, after my first shot that I was, feeling it pretty good. And yeah, I broke a lot of records that night, and I definitely think that's just a testament of my hard work and the dedication and the time I put in, on and off the court of, mentally and physically preparing for the games. And I do think I can do that again this year. I'm shooting the ball actually better right now from the field and from the 3, so I do have high expectations and hope to fulfill that, that type of performance again. We're just striving to win it all. That's our biggest goal, but we're going to take one step at a time. Our first goal is to win the PSAC West, and once we win the PSAC West, our next goal is to win the PSAC, the whole PSAC. And after that, it's just to make a big run in the NCAA tournament. But we're taking it day by day, step by step, brick by brick, and it's just an everyday process with us. We're young, and we're a very determined team, but we think we have the talent and the capability to do so. So we're just striving for that, and we just have to take it game by game. We can't stress over the little things, and we can't make the big things bigger than what they are. So as a team, we just have to go game by game, but we definitely think we have the capability of winning it all. I just want to remember for somebody that gave it all. Somebody that that had a mark on this program. In every aspect. My scoring shows it for itself, and I also want to be known as a winner. Somebody that left his mark, as that won a championship. That's legendary right now, right there. And I think the team with this team and this being my last year, that's what everything that I'm striving for, and I definitely think we have the capability to do so. So I think if I come out as a champion, I definitely left my mark, and statistically, I think I'll leave my mark as well. Making a run in the PSACs. winning the PSAC and making a run in the NCAA tournament. I mean, that's when basketball matters, is February and March. That's when March Madness happens, and that's where we want to be. You know, we just got to take it step by step and continue to win. I mean, that's what's going to get us to where we want to go, but it's not going to be easy. You know, being a champion is not easy, and we just have to continue to strive for that.
Looks like the team's going to be a slam dunk this year. Speaking of slam dunk, let's hear what Coach McGraw, Grady, Lutz, and Meredith have to say about sports, and then Aaron will be playing a trivia game with the Rocket sports staff.
Why are you thankful for sports?
Oh, geez, I'm thankful for sports. It just builds a lot of life lesson skills. You know, one reason why I coach is I like to make a difference in young men's lives. I mean, I think sports builds team unity. You know, being part of a team, so when they go on in their life and what they do for a living after they graduate, they understand what is being a part of a team. They learn how to be resilient. You know, you face adversity. You know, like if you're down in a game, how you can come back to keep fighting. You know, you gain your self-esteem, your confidence. It's so pivotal in your life playing sports, because you learn a lot of stuff. So when you go, someday you're going to be dealing with adversity, and you go in the workplace and just life in general. You're going to have some up and downs with your family. The guys that really know how to fight through things.
Why am I thankful for sports? It's another avenue to work towards excellence.
Well, I'm thankful for sports. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm thankful for sports because it's something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy playing it. I enjoy watching it. I enjoy coaching it. And I think that all too often people take for granted the things that they have and value in their life.
Sports has been an incredible part of my life since I was a child. It's something that I'm passionate about. I left an incredible career with the Pennsylvania State Police to coach college basketball. It's something I want to do my entire life, and I'm so incredibly thankful because it's given me the opportunity to provide a living for my family. You know, to take care of my son, take care of myself, and I couldn't be more thankful for the opportunities I've provided here at SRU.
It's game time. I'm joined with Karl Ludwig, the sports editor of The Rocket, and Zack, Bonnette, the assistant sports editor of The Rocket. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good, Aaron. How are you doing?
Good. So you've seen so far we've had an incredible season of sports, and you guys have gotten to cover it, everything from football to cross country. So I'm going to ask you guys some statistical related questions and just see how well you guys remember everything.
Sounds good.
So first question is, who had more goals this season? Abdullah of the men's team or Edge of the women's team?
So we were doing A or B then?
Or you can just write their names. All right. Go ahead, Karl. Read your answer.
I think Rachel Edge.
Rachel Edge. Zach, you?
I also went with Rachel Edge.
All right.
This is my answer.
Correct. Just by seven goals, she outbeat him. It was 8-15. So, but yeah. Moving on, the basketball players, men's team. Who has more blocks early into the season? Jason Falkes or Will Robinson Jr.? All right, so Zach said Will Robinson Jr., and so did Karl. Ooh, neither of you guys get the point. It's actually Jason.
Oh, really?
Jason has 4 blocks. Will doesn't have any. I know. It's a surprise, especially with the height. So
Yeah,
I got you guys stumped there. So all right. Next up, tennis. What was their final record? What was the women's tennis team's final record?
What?
Yeah, I feel like the pressure is definitely on Zach.
Yeah. I think they play a lot of.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Hold them up.
What did you?
2-0.
2-0.
I put 2-0
2-0.
too. Let's go.
That was a lucky guess. 2-0 is the correct answer.
All right.
They only had the 2 matches, and then everything else was individual play.
See.
Okay,
It's onto something.
moving on to football. Who had more rushing touchdowns? Weaver or Sweeting? I know Zack did a lot more preparation compared to Karl. Going in the Rocket office
I have
earlier,
no idea what you're
Zack
talking
Zack
about.
was doing some stat looking up. So, but I don't know.
See here in a second,
Yeah.
won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going with
Yeah.
my brain, not my heart.
All right. All right. Who do you have? Weaver.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys split. I lied. It was a trick question,
knew
like
it.
Karl
I knew
said.
it.
They both had 2. Yeah. Yeah.
Sink you didn't play much
Okay.
running back.
Yeah.
this
He did
season,
not.
but
He did not play
he
much
was,
running
he was
back.
effective, though,
Okay.
when he
All
needed
right.
ends.
Moving on to women's basketball. Early in their season, who has the highest points per game average? Madison Johnson or Brooke Hindenleiter?
For tonight.
This season.
This does not count tonight. Yes. Johnson. Yeah. Yeah. She does. She's just beating her out. I think it was by 0.3. Obviously tonight's gonna change some things.
Got that dynamic.
So,
in women's
but yeah,
basketball.
it's going good. All right, moving on. This one's a multiple choice question. For volleyball, how many team kills does the team have in total? We got 1120, so 1,120, 1,416, 1,174, or 259.
Not me.
Okay, so 1,120.
Other one.
D, the last one,
Yep.
259. Neither of you guys got it.
I just
It
went
was
with you.
1,174. I mean, that's a high
Oh, come
number,
on.
especially for how
is.
their team did struggle a bit this season. So, all right, here's my favorite question. This is the hard one. I mean, you guys are sitting at a dead tie right now, so whoever's closer to the number does win this one.
Oh no.
If you add up all the records from the team, the football, the men's and women's soccer, men's and women's basketball, tennis, volleyball, and hockey, field hockey, what's their record combined? That includes ties.
All time.
No, all
Or
of the
this season,
teams
okay, I
this
was gonna
season.
say,
No,
yeah.
all. No, I would never do that to you guys. Yes. So
This
you
season.
have. So
Well.
to repeat, you have football, men's, women's soccer, men's and women's basketball, field hockey, tennis, volleyball. What is their record? This does include ties.
Oh,
I'll give you guys a little bit of time
I gotta
because
do
some math is definitely happening.
I'm a con major. This is my thing.
Yeah.
I might not even add these up right.
The losses, I think, is definitely going to be where it gets you guys. It's easier to track your wins compared to your losses.
Ballpark.
Okay. Take your time, Zach.
That might not even be.
All right. All right.
Second try there.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. Karl, what's yours?
I said 52 and 60.
52 and 60. No ties? Okay.
Mine's quite lower than Karl's. I went 41 and 34.
Okay. Based on numbers, with the wins category, Karl had it. Same with losses. Neither of you guys had the ties. There was a tie. Based on numbers, though, Karl did have it. Their overall record was 54, 52, and 2. Crazy because
good. I
yeah,
didn't-
yeah,
I
you
didn't
did.
know you
Yeah,
did
you had a
I didn't
good
include
guess.
the team
That's a
right
good
there or
job.
something.
Yeah, the 2 ties came from men's soccer, and then surprisingly, we just were above 500 with all the sports, with all the success in the 2 PSAC titles.
Yeah.
So we are early into basketball season though, so
Yeah.
everything's more likely to change. So, but all right, Karl, congratulations, you're the winner. Before I let you guys go though, can you guys tell me why you're thankful for Swartz? We'll go ahead and start with the loser, Zack.
The loser. Well, I think sports is great for a number of reasons. It brings a lot of people together, and a lot of people are passionate when it comes to sports. Just a lot of great moments that happen in sports. So, I don't know, just a lot of great things happen because of sports, so I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Karl.
Well, I think same as Zack. Really just brings everyone together. It allows you a chance to make new bonds, new friendships, and just it allows you to really just add more like fun and excitement to your life.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys again so much for joining me. Also, to make sure to check out the Rockets edition, their sports edition on the rocket.com or the physical copy. Let's go ahead and toss it back over to the desk.
As we are closing out a lot of our fall sports, cross country came up just short of having one more race. For Casey Reibel, that is. Let's check out her thoughts on her senior season.
Your freshman year, I saw you didn't actually run in cross country. And now here you are, just found out that you don't have the opportunity, you just missed the opportunity of making it to the NCAA district championships. I mean, what kind of transition to you was that in just that short amount of time, especially not running your first semester here?
Yeah, so I actually in high school didn't like cross country towards the end of my year, so I decided not going to do it. So I came in not running cross country and was only focusing on the 800. And then following year, my coach, Coach Papa, who's awesome, he kind of wanted me to try it, at least racing wise. So I was like, okay. So I just tried it and I did okay my sophomore year, and then I started working really hard the summer of my sophomore year into junior year, and I just kind of found a hey, I can do this kind of thing, and I started working super hard towards a goal just to get on the regional team, meet the regional team, and then now I ended up getting, top 10 in the region, which was crazy. So it was baby steps from none to all.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at some of your past stats, like you said in high school, you did run your 4 years. I saw that you lettered, but now coming into college, I mean, like you said, you kind of weren't there right away. I wasn't kind of sure, but that's really cool. Yeah. So then moving on, what was your first favorite memory here, kind of with the cross country team?
First favorite memory, I think one of my, I don't know if I have one particular memory, but just going on all of the trips to different meets with my team, because we're like a family. Like cross country is more of a family base, so I love going to different meets where we stay the night and just bond. And we did have the opportunity to go to Colorado this year, so that was probably my favorite overall highlight of a place that we went to and spent time together.
Typical weather there that we have today.
Yeah, exactly.
So on top of all of your performances athletically, you've been a PSAC Scholar Athlete multiple times. How do you manage the aspect of going in and training and such when you are also balancing this class schedule, especially so deep into this semester and even your senior year?
Yeah, so I am currently a dual major, so I'm early at special ed, so I've been taking 19 credits the whole way up, so I've had a lot on my plate, but it kind of running almost helps me balance my classes, which is why I think it turned into me becoming better, because I use running as a stress reliever more than it making me stressed out. So I think I found that love to enjoy running, so I almost needed that to balance out my academics and running, so it honestly helps a lot.
So let's look at this season as a whole. Like I said, it was just your senior season. Was this where you were expecting to be? I mean, like you said, top 10 in the region.
Yeah. So my goal this summer was as a team, we actually lost one of our top 4 runners this season. So kind of a small goal for the team was to try and make it to nationals. And I individually I got 18th last year, so I wanted to try and be somewhere up there, but I knew the competition was fierce there. So I was not at all, though, expecting to have even a chance of going to nationals individually. So that was a huge surprise to me to be able to do that. My goal was to just maybe get better than 18th, so I kind of cut that in half. Cut it in half exactly, actually. So.
Wow. Yeah. So obviously you didn't get accepted, but why do you think it would have been beneficial for you to have that one last cross-country race?
I think to have that one last race would have been able to finally conclude my season ever of running cross-country, and to just give me one shot of competing with the best of the best in D2, because I guess if I would have qualified, then that means I would have been one of those people, so that would have helped me compete with the best of the best in D2 across the country. So
yeah. So with your career in cross country being over, what do you want, at least for the cross country team, your legacy to be here at City Rock?
So I most importantly want my team and future athletes on the cross country team just to know to believe in themselves. Because I went from the bottom, not competing, last on the team in workouts, to a top 10 regional qualifier. I don't know how many people can say that, that they went from the bottom to the top. So, and that was all believing and hard work. So awesome. That's what I would love to be.
Last question: Do you think that you can still see yourself running, especially at least cross country, outside of college?
I do. I think I almost love that distance of a race, and even though I run the 800 and track and mile, I can see myself in the future maybe taking on some 5K races or maybe a half marathon or something like that. So I definitely will continue to run, for sure, longer distance. Yeah.
And that's a wrap for our Thankful for Sports special edition of Around the Rock. Be sure to tune in for our next Around the Rock special edition on Tuesday, December 10th.
Speaking of the next Around the Rock special edition, Josh, be on the lookout for our social media contest where we're asking all Slippery Rock students to send us pictures of your pets just for the holidays.
I can't wait to see all of your adorable pet photos on the next special edition. Also, don't forget to tune into the next SGA update Wednesday, November 27th. Until then, this has been another special edition of Around the Rock. Have a great Thanksgiving break, and go Rock.